Every January 25th is Burns Night, and this year we're going to be celebrating with a really nice Manhattan variation called a Bobby Burns. My name's Leandro Demon Riva. This is The Educated Barfly. Oh, nice! He dropped the stupid comment thing. Let's get into making the cocktail. So today's cocktail is going to be really easy to do. It's basically just a Manhattan with a little dribble drabble of Benedictine in it. So we're going to take our mixing glass, which should be chilled if you're doing this for guests, even if you're doing it at home. First thing we're going to do is 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. And then we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth. Okay, anytime now. 1/4 ounce of Benedictine.
And buy a new one if you have this little left.
Yeah, I do have a little, very little bit left, and that's a 375, so I should probably just buy a big version. And 2 ounces of the classic Laddie. Take our first piece of ice and smack our fingers painfully. Break it up. I'm using a tongs, even though I just did one with my hands, but it just seems more civilized this way. Give it a stir. So I'm using the Lo-Fi Aperitifs Sweet Vermouth in this cocktail, and they don't color it with any coloring agents. So usually Sweet Vermouth is brown in color because they put caramel coloring in it, and I do not believe that Lo-Fi puts any caramel color in it, so this is gonna be a really pale looking cocktail. But it is fully Sweet Vermouth, and it is fantastic stuff made in Northern California. Might as well put this away. Oh, I should have got my glass. I just went over there, I should have got my glass. Strain it into our glass like so. Garnish. A little lemon twist here. We'll just put that on top like so. Give this a little. Oh yeah, that's really a lot going on there for such a simple cocktail. So obviously you get that hit of lemon right up front, right on your nose, but then you also get all of the botanicals of the sweet vermouth, a little bit of the sweetness of the Benedictine, and then sort of that vanilla hit that you get from the Benedictine as well. But obviously the star of the show is going to be the whiskey, so you're going to get a lot of that like graham cracker, caramel, heather. You get like a honey hit, a caramel hit, you get like a little bit of orchard fruits. I would even say that the classic Laddie also has like a tropical fruit kind of thing going on in there. And that melds in really, really well with the sweet vermouth. So you have this nice, very simple cocktail, but also very complex in flavor and kind of big. It is nice. I said it's a Manhattan variation, which it is, but it's basically a Rob Roy, which is a Scotch Manhattan, and then which is a little hit of Benedictine. And then obviously this cocktail's success is going to completely rely on the Scotch that you choose and the way that it pairs with the sweet vermouth and the Benedictine as well. And I think that just the flavor profile of the classic Laddie really lends it very well to this drink. So a little bit about classic Laddie. It is 50% ABV or 100 proof. It is 100% malted barley, and it's also aged in ex-bourbon first and second fill casks, along with wine casks as well. So what I really like about the classic Laddie is that just from Bruichladdich themselves, they kind of look at the way that they make the classic Laddie, not necessarily as like the physical representation of a distilling philosophy. They really don't have any interest in uniformity. You know, they really want every single year, what they say is that the variety and provenance of our barley to shape the spirit that we make, which is really nice. So they're really, really into bringing the idea of terroir back into Scotch. And so they are working very, very hard to really take as many elements as they can from Islay itself and really create something that is indicative of the island, which I find just to be pretty amazing. And of course, they're doing things sustainably. It's a fantastic Scotch. It's one of my favorite ones to mix with. And, you know, I talked a little bit about the flavor profile before. It's really, really nice. And it just lends itself so well. I really like to put it in stirred cocktails because you really, you know, obviously want the Scotch to be the star of the show and really get a lot of those flavors that come through. And so these stirred cocktails, I think, really highlight the Scotch very well. So there you have it, guys, the Bobby Burns. So the Bobby Burns was made popular when it was first published by Harry Craddock in his 1930 Savoy Cocktail book. It definitely predates Harry Craddock, but we'll probably never know who actually created the drink itself. After Harry Craddock published it, it became a lot more popular, as evidenced by its being included in the old Waldorf Astoria Bar Days, published in 1931 and written by Albert Stevens, and then also in David Embury's 1948 The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks, which we have covered a ton on this channel. Burns Night is celebrated every January 25th, and it commemorates a Scottish national poet, Robert Burns. So typically what happens is a party. These things can be really frugal or they can be very lavish affairs. They kind of run the gamut. But the whole purpose is to not only celebrate Robert Burns, but celebrate each other. So to be quite honest, I had a death in my family pretty recently, and it has never been more important than to just huddle around with the people that I love and really celebrate them and spend time with them. So with that thought in mind, I want to offer up a toast to you guys. Thank you guys so much for helping us do what we do, but then also I just want you guys to stop, take a moment, think about the people that are most important to you, and let's all toast them. Cheers. So if you like this channel, please hit like and hit subscribe. Check us out on Patreon and YouTube memberships. I just want to take a moment to just celebrate our YouTube members and our patrons. What you guys do goes a long way to helping us do what we do, and we really, really appreciate it, your patronage and support. Check out our website, theeducatedbarfly.com, for articles, our virtual bottle program, and of course, all of our recipes are printed there as well. And I'll see you guys on another time. So today's cocktail is going to be really easy to do. So it's something that typically happens on January 25th. But it can be celebrated throughout the year, and usually what it is
It can be celebrated throughout the year, like
yeah, they celebrate it sometimes throughout the year. That's what I read. Yeah, I mean,
it's weird.
Maybe we should just cut that out. And
It's like,
let's just simplify.
let's just do Robert Burns Night tonight. Why not?
Yeah,
it seems random.
seems random. Yeah.